Good morning, afternoon, evening. I don't know what time it is wherever you're watching this. It's evening here in Africa, in Nairobi specifically. But I've had something on my mind for a while today, and I'm like, if it's bothering me, I bet you it's bothering somebody else. And it's funny because a lot of times on social media, everyone wants to put up their pretty face, which I mean, my face pretty, whatever. But a lot of times we just want to keep it nice and polished and fancy and stuff and not be real. And so one thing that's bothering, that I was struggling with today, let's say struggling with, is I often find that my emotional state is tied to my financial state. For example, if I got 10,000 in the bank, 10,000 US in the bank, I'm happy, I'm super excited, whatever. I can stop and smell the flowers. I feel excited for life. Versus if I have $10 in the bank or 10 cents in the bank, I feel like I felt today, where like I did get up early. I got up early, had my coffee, spent some time in the Word a little bit, went on a walk and stuff. But then I came back and I was just exhausted, and so I went to go lay down. I probably slept for like 2-3 hours or stayed in the bed at least that long. I was just tired, and I was like, "What's going on?" Because I'm trying to, I'm not trying to do that on purpose. I'm trying to be excited for what's going to happen, because I know in moments like this where I am now, I get excited to see how God's going to move, because I don't know where we got food for the week. I don't know where food next week's going to come from. I don't have, we don't have any money for gifts, different things like that. Like we're struggling. But the thing that's exciting to me is I get to see how God's going to provide. But it's hard to pair the two, right? Like, okay, one side I'm depressed because of my finances. The other one, I'm excited about how God's going to provide and show up for us. But the frustrating thing is I don't want my emotions tied to my bank, whether there's $1 million in there or nothing in there. And it's hard, especially as a man, as a father, a husband. I'm supposed to provide. I can't even get a job here because I'm not a resident. Even if I went and did like some day labor type stuff, it's $7 a day, is what some of these guys get paid, and that's good money for them. I could go train under the table at a gym, but then I'm stealing from the other trainers there, and I don't want to do that. I'm not here to take money from people. I'm here to bless people, and to spread the word of God. So I was, yesterday I preached. It's Monday. Wait, what day is today? It's Tuesday. I preached 2 days ago. Never mind. On Sunday I preached, and I talked about renewing your mind. Romans 12 talks about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I used to always read that and like, okay, God, that's cool. How do I renew my mind? And as I said in my sermon, Psalms 1, he meditates on his word day and night, and doing so will be like a tree planted by streams of living water, whose fruit will come in season, essentially, right? Go look it up, Psalms 1, and then Romans 12, verse 2, I believe. So it's obvious, you renew your mind by the word. And I'm going to post in the description some verses that I looked up earlier, maybe an hour ago before I did this video, because I was thinking about this all day. The Bible talks about different ways to it's always constantly talking about renewing your mind. But you also have to look for the verses that talk about renewing the mind. We have to, the Bible talks about renewing your mind, right? There's a bunch of scriptures in the Word that talks about renewing your mind. Also taking all your thoughts captive, things like that. One thing I read earlier today too was like, it's important not just to resist the negative thoughts, because if you just block them out, right, that creates a vacuum where more negative thoughts will come in. You have to replace them, not just stop them, not just resist them. You have to replace them. You have to meditate on His Word day and night. And meditation isn't just like, and I am extremely guilty of this. I listen to the Bible all day, a lot, not all day long, but I listen to the Bible a lot, and that's cool for like, the early books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, those where it's stories. Judges is a really fun one to listen to because it's crazy. But I was getting tripped up on like Psalms, or I just finished Isaiah, and I realized that I need to go back through and read those because they're not stories like a storybook, like Judges is or Exodus, where it's easy to listen to because it's easy to be engaged and like it's exciting stuff. Things are happening in there. But somebody go get the door. We getting dog food for our puppy because we ran out, so we got a little bag to last hopefully 2 weeks, which is fine. Whatever. Trying to pay attention. Sorry. But listening to it's not meditating on it, right? So when I preached on Sunday, one of the first verses was, and what was it? Was it Peter? 1 Peter 3:7, somewhere like that. I'm like, I could have preached the whole sermon on that. If you sit there and really meditate on that, break it down into the Greek, and really see, okay, what is Peter trying to say here? What is God trying to say through him in this text? Even with the stories and Judges and stuff like that, right? You can really zoom past it, but then it's like, okay, what is God actually trying to tell us through the story of Samson, through the story of whoever, right? Because there's so much more than just the story there. And so there's that's how God speaks to a lot of us. Some of us, He speaks audibly, right? Which He can do that, especially the more time you spend in His Word and the more time you spend praying and seeking Him. But a lot of times He speaks through His Word. It's literally His Word, and the Word became flesh. All right? We're just talking about Jesus, but yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with, right? I could go on and ramble on forever, but I'm not trying to make this a 10-minute video. It's already 3 minutes. No, excuse me. This is the second video I had to pause to make a phone call. Anyways, during this holiday season, I know it can be hard for many of us, whether it's holidays or not. Like for me, I've been dealing with this since we got out here. We've been here for 6 months so far, and it's been a struggle financially. And we got some people like, well, you probably shouldn't have done it, this and that. You didn't count the cost. Da, da, da. Like, forget that. God told us to go. We went. I know He's going to provide. That's bottom line. He said go, we left, we went. Just like when the Israelites left Egypt, God said leave. They had a bunch of silver and stuff, or gold, when they left Egypt, which we had a decent amount of money in the bank when we got here, and then we had to spend it all to get into our house to furnish, at least with a table and mattresses. We don't even have bed frames. I'm not trying to get on here and sound poor, right? That's not, like, I am extremely blessed. I have 3 healthy kids, a beautiful wife, got a new puppy. I'm healthy. So don't get it twisted. I'm extremely grateful for where I am and what I have. But it's been a struggle, especially when you're used to, like in the States, I can just go make money. Like I can go be a personal trainer and I can make a lot. I charge $100 an hour. I don't get all of that, but that's besides the point, right? What I'm trying to say is, renew your mind. Get in the Word. When you're struggling and having a hard time, don't let your mind defeat you. This is the battlefield. Think of Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. Are you thinking about what you currently have in the bank right now, or are we trusting in what God says about us? And so just be encouraged, because your worth is not what your bank account says. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. God died on the cross for you. Jesus died on the cross for you. I would never send my kids to die on the cross for anybody. But God sent Jesus to die on the cross for us who, they spit in his face. I've spit in his face, right? There's things I've done that are blatantly disrespectful to God. We were all sinners and made righteous. So you are more than what your bank account says. I love you. I'll be praying for you. Drop a comment in the video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how I can pray for you. Please pray for us. And I'm also glad I'm not in Minnesota dealing with cold temperatures, because this is wonderful. I'm out here, shorts and t-shirt. But love you guys. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And Merry Christmas. It's also weird having Christmas in summer. Like, even when I lived in Vegas and Texas, still get cold. So this is their summer out here. It's wild. But anyways, love y'all. Be blessed and encouraged. And let me know if this helped you at all. Yeah, love you guys.